Okay, super excited for this one today. I knew a couple months, was it a month ago, maybe a couple months ago, that when I was putting together a piece of content for a particular sector or specialization in healthcare, that it would eventually come back around as organic leads for the agency. So I'm talking about veterinarians. They're starting to find us through ChatGPT. And for me, this is huge because AI for vets is not something that, AI specialists or even technologists in the vet space are tackling so much right now. After doing a little bit of deep diving into that facet of the artificial intelligence space, we noticed that a lot of the vet tools were just scribes and, you know, speaking and recording and building transcripts on conversations about, pets and stuff like that. So I was really happy to see that some veterinarians are now finding us who are in need of AI receptionists because of how busy they are. Veterinarians in the healthcare space often get overlooked because it's, we're dealing with animals, but really in the technology space, sometimes even ignored because the market is not, as glamorous as say medical spas or doctor's offices, stuff like that. So when we have vets knocking on our door asking us to help them with phone call management and receptionist duties, it really indicates to me that our AI SEO programs are working and that these pieces of content, are finding the right people and they're finding us. So I want to talk a little bit about AI for vets and what after hours vet care using AI receptionists might look like. Specifically for those vets who are inundated with calls, don't have enough time to even manage all of the inbound that's coming into their clinic, with the staff that they have. The last one we spoke to, God bless her, she's working overtime, fielding calls after hours, putting people on hold because her clinic is so busy. So I just wanted to go a little bit into, what an AI receptionist or AI for vets would look like. And hopefully, if you're working for a veterinary clinic that is very busy, you might have some value in this. Or if you own a veterinary clinic or chain of clinics and you want to see how you can optimize your phone call inbound, definitely stay tuned. So, introducing AI voice receptionist into your veterinary clinic isn't just a trend, it's a strategic upgrade that streamlines workflows, enhances client satisfaction, and future proofs your practice. Here's why your animal hospital or veterinary office should consider this transformative technology that is artificial intelligence. Immediate, consistent answers, reduced front desk workload, seamless client experience, and enhanced data accuracy. As well, the support is scalable. So, if five people call your veterinary clinic at once, immediately voice AI can answer all five calls at the same time. No one's left on hold. No one's leaving you voicemails about Rufus and his maybe he's got a a sore paw or he's vomiting, but essentially all of the calls are going to be able to get answered. And this is going to give you a competitive edge in being able to answer those calls. If you guys are not familiar with what's called clinic shortlisting, it's the practice to which human beings will, whenever we get sick or someone we know gets sick, will call clinics that we find on Google through searches, and whoever speaks to us first is generally going to be the clinic that we want to help us out. And that's just because we're immediately getting a response for when we're feeling like we're in pain. So it's very important that veterinary clinics are answering every call, not putting people on hold. And even if it's just taking a message through an AI agent that'll then say, I'm going to get this to the doctor immediately, that sort of engagement's a lot better than them calling and say, hey, Fido's feeling sick. Can someone help me? And then not hearing from anyone. As well as we want to paint the picture of finding or achieving ROI, positive ROI on all of those missed calls or what we call loose balls that come through the telephone that veterinarians often miss, doctors miss in medical spas. Like the ROI that you get on AI is going to be higher than the ROI that you'd get on a receptionist who's only working maybe 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 4:30 You have to hire a receptionist. You're paying them every day. You pay them across the entire year. Really hard to measure how much is coming through, you know, them answering the phone if it's not tracked. But with AI, it's very easy to map out exactly how much money is coming through, because you see all the calls that come through. You can see what was said on every call. And so painting the picture of return on your investment's a lot easier when you're dealing with technology. So really look forward to helping more veterinarians answering more phones with AI. By adopting an AI receptionist tailored for animal hospitals and veterinary clinics, you gain a reliable, scalable partner that elevates both operational efficiency and client trust, key drivers for growth in today's competitive pet care market. So it's super interesting for us because, when we went into the healthcare space, we were focusing on the clinics, we were focusing on the medical spas, but veterinary and clinics came up. It's just that, the average person, if you're not a pet owner, you're not thinking about vet clinics or veterinarians or just pet health or animal care at all. And so vets are really in a world of pet owners and people who love animals. So I personally love animals. I think nature is great. I'm a technologist, but I'm a nature boy at heart. I took environmental sciences in school, learned about environmental systems, how energy flows across different systems, stuff like that. And a lot of that knowledge is actually translated pretty well into the world of tech and how data flows. But for me to make the connection in my mind saying, hey, you know what, there's a group of professionals here that might not be getting as much attention as they deserve, the veterinarians, even though they might be really in need of voice AI assistance. So really happy that we're getting that attention and we're able to help you guys. After hours vet care using AI receptionists, extending your animal hospital's reach. The after hours challenge for animal hospitals. Pet emergencies strike at any hour, night, weekends, holidays when your front desk is closed. Like the owners we talk to, they tell us, yeah, I give my or I put my cell phone on the call forwarding for the emergency line, and I'm getting calls at 8, 9, 10 p.m. And that really, I mean, as a owner of a clinic, you sort of don't want to be on the line or on the hook for calls coming into the clinic 24/7. You either hire someone to help you out, or you have machines implemented and put in place that are able to answer these phones with no hold time whatsoever, and are an exact reflection of what you'd like to see on a phone call with someone calling the clinic with an emergency. Maybe it's not an emergency. Maybe you have the AI determine whether or not it's an emergency based on the conditions of the animal, what the pet owner is saying. We can do all sorts of things to sort of align your protocol of intake with the conversation or languaging that we put into the agent to make sure that the person calling knows, like, hey, you know what, this doesn't sound like an emergency. I'd like to book a time with you, so we can have a consult with Rufus, and then the agent will be able to book them. Or if the agent does determine, hey, that sounds like a bit of an emergency, would you like me to forward you to the emergency line or the pet hospital? It might be a little bit of a distance away, but at least you can get help right now. All of these things are possibilities with voice AI, and it happens 24/7. So again, not having to rely on a human to think about whether or not something's an emergency or something might be a little bit more mild that it can be taken care of over the next couple of days, but also these agents answer the phone 24/7 and do so, uh, you know, pretty much with the same type of sentiment, the same type of energy that someone waking up right in the morning would have when they're answering the phone. They're doing that all day. As I mentioned, 24/7 AI call receptionist, how it works: instant call pickup, no busy signals, no voicemail loops. Every ring is answered by your AI receptionist. Literally, no pet goes overlooked. Like, your voice AI receptionist can have a conversation with every single pet owner, analyze the call, send you guys a report live after the call happens of what happened on the call or what transpired, what was spoken about. And then your team would, maybe follow up, see their booking on the calendar, prepare for that meeting. Maybe they put notes, maybe the AI agent put notes on the call report saying this animal might be a little bit aggressive. Be sure to prepare for something like that. There's all sorts of ways you can structure those call reports that go into your email or text, any of the managers on your team. And we're finding that the post call reports are the most sought after feature of our voice agents, because it literally eliminates you guys having to listen to voicemails. You can get a transcript of the call or a call summary, all sorts of stuff. Natural language triage, owner describes symptoms. Luna isn't eating, Max is limping. The AI tags the severity of the call intent. So figuring out if it's an emergency or a more mild issue that can be looked at later. Dynamic menu routing. Caller can choose the options of book appointment, prescription refill, connect to an emergency vet with simple voice prompts. So you're not pressing one or pressing two to go to a different menu item and say an IVR. You're quite literally just saying, hey, you know what? I want to speak to someone about my refills right now. Can you forward me? No problem. Forward you to one of the specialists that's on staff, or maybe the pharmacist, or maybe it's an emergency. Hey, I want to see someone right now. This is an emergency. Can you help me? AI can say no problem. Let me literally route your call to the emergency line right now. So I'm super happy that we when we make this content, we always think, so what would someone who is in need be looking for in terms of help? Maybe even having a conversation with ChatGPT. What is it they're looking for? And so we try and build the content specifically for those people who have issues. And this would be for a veterinarian who's having issues answering all the phones, or not capturing all of those missed calls. Boosting client trust with instant response. This is huge and very underestimated in the world of healthcare. The first person to respond is generally going to be the clinic that gets shortlisted for that person to trust and do business with, trust their animal health with. So it's really important that you guys answer the phone when it rings right away, even if it's an AI voice. I mean, we had this is a one ironic situation we have coming up, is that there's some people who get on the phone with an AI voice agent and say, hey, I don't want to talk to an AI voice. I don't want to talk to an AI. Fido, he's really sick right now. I just want to get a doctor on the phone right now. Or I want to speak to someone, or I want to book a time. They're antsy, they're impatient, they don't want to speak to an AI. The AI will respond with, no problem. Let me connect you with the doctor right now, or no problem. Let's book you onto a calendar for a consultation right now. And the user, or the person who's talking to the AI, says, yes, okay, let's do it. I want to speak to someone right now. So even those people who are highly aversive to AI technology, if they truly need help, they're going to book with that agent right now. And that's sort of the beautiful irony we're seeing with AI, is that those people who do not like robots, who do not like artificial intelligence, they are booking the fastest on the phone. So I can't wait to even maybe have a study on the types of psychology and relationships of the person who's calling the AI agent and what that means for conversion. That's like going to be well down the way, but I can already see a world where people who love AI are probably talking to the agent a little bit more and spending a little bit more time than the people who don't, who just want to get things done right now. Either pathway is great for us. Capturing every urgent pet care call, super important. Priority call routing, high urgency cases trigger immediate SMS or email alerts on call veterinarians. We can do that. Voicemail and callback automations for non-emergency. The AI records detailed messages and schedules calendar callbacks for your team. We can do that. Detailed call summaries, again, number one most sought after feature of voice agents. We're no longer listening to voicemails. Managers, owners, and operators are simply getting a post-call report of what happened on the call, with pet name, symptoms, urgency level, contact info, and that's automatically emailed to relevant staff. So I'm super excited for the veterinary space, because in this space, we're getting more and more pet owners every year. Like, pet ownership is increasing more than uh, being a parent. Like, being a parent, having human kids, people are going to get 2 or 3 pets instead. So with this increase in trend, there's going to be more calls to vets. There's going to be a lot more need for 24/7 coverage. So I'm really looking forward to helping more clinics being able to manage all this extra business. Seamless post-call reporting, calendar updates, measurable ROI, and after-hours vet care automation. So this is where we really want to eliminate all missed calls and get a higher booking rate, because we're the number of calls that come in versus the number of booked. We're not missing anymore, so we're going to book more. And then staff efficiency is basically increasing, because your staff is now looking after more pets internally. You don't have to sort of invest resources into a receptionist that might quit after 3 months. You can invest your resources into technicians or veterinary assistants that actually want to go down the path of helping animals. And so your resources, human resources, are more aligned with your mission, and the more administrative and mundane task of answering the phone can be left to robots. Leveraging an AI call receptionist for after hours vet care keeps your animal hospital responsive around the clock, delivers precise post call intelligence, and streamlines appointment management, building trust and driving practice growth. So I'm super excited for that. I'm probably going to keep this one a little bit short because we talked about uh, what the workflow looks like for any sort of engagements with a voice agent, but for pets and veterinarians specifically, you guys are looking at triage engines, booking consultations on the calendar without anyone getting involved, and generally trying to offset a lot of those missed calls and minimize that lost opportunity because someone's answering the phone 24/7. And of course, if you do have systems like pet systems, pet EHR systems, we can integrate the voice agent into those systems to quite literally populate all that data. So I'm gonna leave it there. This one's a little bit short, but if you are a veterinary clinic and you're looking for help in the world of AI, and you have an overwhelming number of calls coming into the clinic, and you're sort of wondering, should I hire someone? Should I do something else? Book a discovery call with our team. We'll take a look at your situation, and hopefully we can come up with some use cases and ideas for you to maximize the opportunities of the calls coming in, minimizing those calls that you know you'd miss, but also just provide better service in your locality where people know, hey, if I call this clinic, I know I'm going to get an answer from something 100%, and I'm just not leaving a voicemail when Fido or Rex gets sick. And so that's all for this one. I wanted to keep it kind of short. Looking forward to the next one. I'll probably have another vet video up in the next couple of days. But veterinary clinics, if you need help with those phones, don't hesitate to book a discovery call. Bye now.